Good day, everybody. So, if you've been following the Felix Day channel for a while, which I hope you have, you would have seen my series of shorts in which I just sort of speed run the albums that I feel were most influential in sort of my metal education. And none have been more so than this next album, Swansong by the British band Carcass. Now, Carcass have been around for a very long fucking time. They formed in the year 1985 when I was 1 year old in Liverpool, England, and they sort of pioneered the grindcore sound, along with, I suppose, bands like Death and Napalm Death and Macabre and other bands like that. Now, I got given a mixtape, as in a cassette tape, when I was probably about 12 years, 13 years old, that had Swansong by Carcass on it. And while I had been into relatively heavy music at that stage, I mean, I'd heard Pantera, I'd heard Sepultura, etc. Swansong was my introduction to the sort of growled, guttural, harsher vocals, which came courtesy of Mr. Jeff Walker. And it's an album that I've listened to consistently, probably for almost 30 years. I still listen to it today. I still consider it a seminal album, a near perfect album. I love every song on Swansong. I think it was a bit of a change in direction for Carcass, for the band, becoming a little bit more melodic and not as quite as aggressive and chaotic as their previous albums, which were very much, grindcore and gore grind. Swan Song is, I don't want to use the word accessible, but it certainly had the potential to appeal to a wider audience, and it certainly appealed to a 13-year-old me. So I wanted to make this video a full-length video about Swan Song, because I would not be able to speed run it. It's just too important to me. It's just too compelling for me to just spend 50 or 60 seconds on it. Standout tracks to me definitely Cross My Heart, and then the album closer, at least on the album that I had, which was Go to Hell. Just groove, just pure melody, just all the good stuff right in there. Fortunately, Swan Song didn't turn out to really be the Swan Song for the band. It was for a long, long time. They broke up. Swan Song came out in 1996, and they did in fact break up. Some would say even before that, before the release of Swan Song. They then reformed around 2007, and then gave us some new music in the form of Surgical Steel, which I can confidently liken to Swan Song. It might not, to me, it might not be quite as powerful an album, but it's still good. It's still got those grooves. It's still got those riffs. It's still got Jeff Walker's trademark growled lyrics or vocals. So I wanted to make this video for a long time now, to pay homage to the single album that started me on the road to heavy music. Swan Song by Carcass was my baptism. It was my rite of passage, if you could call it that, into heavy music. Everything that came after, are the heavier bands, sure, that are sonically heavier, but I think Swan Song perfectly captured that fusion, that marriage between being melodic and being heavy. And of course, it included their trademark use of sort of medical terms, which was quite new back in those days. A lot of bands since then have used that as their precedent or to inspire them. So yeah, the only consistent members throughout the band's existence have been Jeff Walker and Bill Steer. They've brought on various musicians along the way. So yeah, this is my tribute to Swansong by Carcass, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay degenerate.